Insider,
So
you
this
the
nigga Shannon Sharpe was
man.
fired from ESPN. That shit is sick. Let's tap in and see what happened.
He stepped down from ESPN while that was going on because he thought that he was coming back at the beginning of the preseason for NFL.
Yeah, let's keep it a buck. He probably knew he wasn't coming back. Let's be for real, bro.
Well, NFL preseason is beginning to start next week, or I think this week, and they just fired him. Damn!
Shannon Sharpe had left Fox Sports in 2023. And by the time he was leaving the show with him and Skip Bayless, everything was all good.
I love that show. My fucking God, bro. Literally, and I don't even watch shit like that a lot, but Undisputed, come on, bro. Undisputed was goated.
He was joining First Take on ESPN, and he started August 2023. And of course, those episodes was hit. But that wasn't the biggest thing coming his way. Fast forward! January 2024, Shannon Sharpe would shock the world with one of the greatest podcast interviews of all time, the Cat Williams episode. And from there, everything started to come into fruition. He was on ESPN, making a lot of money. Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco was popping, and the brand deals were coming in.
No, yeah, Shannon Sharpe was making a fuck ton of money, bro. A fuck ton of money.
Not to mention, he came up with his own liquor. Shannon Sharpe couldn't be stopped. Money was coming in everywhere. He's making more money in a year than he probably made in his entire NFL career. But there was a problem. Shannon Sharpe got a little beside himself, and of course, like most guys, you can think that you're unstoppable until he met a 20-year-old by the name of Gabrielle.
Yeah, okay, that's the thing too. I be trying to tell y'all, bro, you are never untouchable, no matter how much money you make. So let's get that thought out of our heads right now, right? You're always gonna be touchable. Somebody can do something to you, so just relax. You know, don't let all this extra shit fuck up your mentality and fuck up the goal, which is to retire the family, right?
Zuniga. She worked at a gym that he was visiting, and of course, we all know that Shannon loves those white women. And even though she was
like, she looked good, but not good enough, like, to tweak out.
20 and he was in his late 50s, that didn't stop the clapping from coming on. And clapping is exactly what Shannon Sharpe did. And clapping a lot, and clapping a lot, and clapping a lot, until he got hit with a lawsuit. A lawsuit. Yes. One that was, in many cases, what he would consider maybe frivolous. I mean, that's how he took.
Nah, that shit was a complete lie. Let's keep it a buck. It was a whole lie. Like, they're plotting on this nigga from the jump. As soon as he showed a little bit of interest in her, I bet she texted that lawyer and was like, we got him.
At first, because she went and got with Tony Busby, a famous lawyer known for shaking down black men. Tony Busby shook down Deshaun Watson in one.
Oh. Tried
it with Jay-Z and lost. But hey, third time's a charm. He had a lot of evidence on Shannon Sharpe.
Damn it, bro.
Shannon Sharpe was shook. For whatever reason, Gabriella Zuniga had a lot of text messages, voicemails. She had some information on Shannon Sharpe that literally could ruin his career. Now, we want to be honest. Shannon Sharpe has prior history of women in the past talking about how he was abusive. And this also happened on a previous network that he was on. So he's not squeaky clean in all of this, but he was shook. He turned down the first offer, which was to settle out of court. He wasn't going to go with that. And then they hit him with the $50 million lawsuit. And Shannon Sharpe did this.
To my family, friends.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. What was the original settlement amount? Do we know? Like, what was the original settlement amount?
Colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown.
Oh,
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans.
Boy, y'all sit your stupid ass.
Exactly, duh, nigga. What the fuck you thought this was? Like, people don't like you for you, bro. They like you for what you can do about them, like, for what you can do for them. Understand why niggas keep acting like people like them. Like, no, bro, nobody likes you. They like what you can do for them. Just keep it a buck. Am I lying? Somebody tell me I'm lying.
Who the fuck you think you is?
No, Shannon Sharpe did something that was a buster move. He mentioned Jay-Z, which I thought was weak. Like, bro, like, Jay-Z wasn't in the room with you when you was clapping cheeks.
He's right, you know.
But again, he thought that everything was going to go his way. Yeah, it went his way. It went the other way.
Got him!
Shannon Sharpe made what he thought was
I'm sorry. The first settlement offer was $10 million. And they did not go for that. They wanted 50. Fuck, he should do like 15, 20 at least.
Right move. He'll step away from ESPN and handle this, and once this kind of goes away, he'll come back to the network. Sounds smart. You don't bring any drama to your employer while you're dealing with your dirt. Handle your dirt, you come back to the network, all will be good. But then something happened in the meantime. Shannon Sharpe decided to go ahead and settle. We don't know how much money it was, but people started to believe that he settled for $23 million.
He called black women gold diggers. He told his own children, that he should be the last option that they are able to call whenever they need help. He didn't even want to pay
say that. Yeah, he did say that. I remember he said that in one of the podcasts. He was like, yeah, I don't spoil my kids. What the fuck? Spoiling my kids? No. But OF models and random white women? Yes.
His own, I believe it was his daughter's wedding.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
He was a willing participant. He was a willing participant in every single thing that he did, and I don't feel sorry for him. The universe sent him signs.
And then, of course, the sisters had to come out and say this.
Do you see how when you go to these white tea women and claim that black women ain't this and black women ain't that, we got too much mouth, we got too much attitude, we all gold diggers like Mr. Shannon Sharpe said? Do you see the outcome? YT women know how to play the game. They know
YT YouTube woman? Nah, I'm kidding.
That you all are desirable. You all are the forbidden fruit. They're gonna milk that. They're gonna milk you till it's dry.
Now, if he settled,
the forbidden fruit is kind of crazy. Like, I mean, I guess some people do look at it like that, but goddamn, bro.
For over $20 million, well, that's crazy because he didn't even make that plan in the NFL. And then you give that money to a lady who's 20 years old, and then she retires from...
Really? He's a Pro Bowler and didn't make $23 million in his whole career? What the fuck? That's kind of low.
OnlyFans. But again, the strategy that Shannon Sharpe has is, listen, I know it's a loss, but it's not a problem. I can get that money back. That's his mentality, right? That's what he's thinking. It's a strategy thing. Look, give them the money, get back on social media. I can make the money because of a few things. Number one, Club Shay Shay is popping. I got over 4 million subscribers over there. That's nothing, right? I'm gonna make the money back. 2, Chad Ochocinco and me got Nightcap. I'm balling over there. 3, I got my liquor popping. All that's good. And I'll be able to recover that money because, again, selling this, all my brands will come back.
Still, even though you shouldn't have even had to have lose that money in the first place. You feel me? You don't make dumb decisions with money and then say, no, I can make it back. You stop the dumb decisions in the beginning.
And obviously, guess what? NFL season is starting back, and I'm going to be able to go back to ESPN, and it's okay. I'll have it all again. Right? Well, Shannon Sharpe officially was fired from ESPN. And we don't really understand what was the reason that he was fired. Definitely something happened because most articles are saying that he cut ties. Now, why is this important? Now, number one, Shannon Sharpe has his own platforms, right? He got Club Shay Shay. He got, Nightcap. It don't really matter. He don't need ESPN anymore, right? Well, that's where you're wrong. You see, Shannon Sharpe...
Damn, and I'm about to say, yeah, he doesn't need ESPN anymore, right? He got YouTube. But, I mean, ESPN was a top payer, right?
A lot from ESPN. Why? Number one, he got a lot of exposure. Okay?
Yeah, exposure.
When you're on a show like First Take, and you're on there with people like Stephen A. Smith, you're in front of the entire world. So by chance, if somebody knew you or didn't know you, but they know that you had a YouTube channel, just being on ESPN alone helps you blow up tremendously. It's the biggest gift that keeps on giving. And Shannon Sharpe is an excellent show host, right? He knows sports. He commentates really, really good on football and even basketball. So he's versatile.
I liked his basketball breakdowns, even though that wasn't his sport. I think he did a great job
with those things. Great sportscaster, and people tune in to see him, but not only tune in to see him on ESPN, they tune in to see him on his own independent platforms. Number two, Shannon Sharpe gets a stamp of credibility from ESPN. Now, he's on there with a lot of really interesting people, if you want to say Stephen A. Smith and other people there. So he's qualified. He gets a stamp of approval. You played in the NFL, but you're on there with Stephen A. Smith and all these other guys, so you get a stamp of approval. Right. Not only from ESPN, but from Disney, who owns it, and we'll get into that.
Oh, I forgot about Disney. The corporate world's biggest vampire. They're gonna suck the life out you, bro.
ESPN actually tagged Shannon Sharpe on Twitter, now X, on Instagram. So the individual short form content that comes from ESPN He's getting free promotion, which leads to traffic to his YouTube channels, okay?
Yeah.
Not only that, they sometimes take clips from Nightcap, his own personal show with Chad Johnson, and they then repost it. What does that do? It is the best clip farming system on planet Earth to promote your personal shows. Basically, you got the biggest network in sports, blowing you up all times of hours of the day, and then also making you more visible than ever before, more visible than you ever were at Fox.
Kind of like a record deal, except you're not, signed in perpetuity, right, for fucking ever.
All right, that's number one. Number two, look at the brand deal opportunities that come because you're Shannon Sharpe. Now, it's okay that you have Club Shay Shay. That's one thing, right? But because you work for ESPN, which is Disney, you are a person of high regard because Disney has a squeaky clean image. It's important to understand that, right? And if you work for Disney, which is a company that is so respected, it trains other companies how to deal in things like customer service and customer care. It is the gold standard of all companies, Disney. So if you're a person working for Disney, how you carry...
all these kids shows and entertainment they got, you think they finna fuck around with your goofy ass because you want to talk to some OF models? Nigga, what? No, you're getting cut. You're getting fired. It's a wrap. It's over with, bro. Like, go back to YouTube, dog, until we buy them too. Not we, because I'm not Disney, but you know what I mean. That's probably how they saying it.
Yourself offline really matters. Rewind! April 2nd, 2021. If you guys forgot, remember what happened with Paul Pierce? Paul Pierce, who was, a commentator at that particular time on ESPN, did something pretty stupid. He was in there with some chicks. He was married at the time. They were strippers. He was drinking, smoking weed. Not illegal. This is on his own time, okay?
Imagine, bro, you just hanging out with Paul Pierce just because you look good. Like, what the fuck?
What ended up happening to Paul Pierce? Fired, right? Now, the reality is that ESPN cannot deal with a particular individual that is like Paul Pierce. And in this case, Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe messed his career up the moment that he agreed to settle that out of court. In the eyes of Disney, that is an admission of guilt. And so what is the policy? All right. ESPN talent agreements include strict moral clauses and guidelines around public conduct. Okay. Now, even though Shannon Sharpe is not really guilty of public conduct, well, because a lawsuit was there, this is what got Paul Pierce. Basically, what this is you're breaching our guidelines as a person who has a sexual allegation against you. We can't have you working in our business because you make us look bad. And I just want guys to understand that also. Just because you have a good business, you don't really need other people. You need to rethink that. All right. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you always need other people, guys. Let's never get into the mindset where you feel like you don't need anybody else, because that's dangerous, bro. And it's going to keep you in a mental rut.
I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I used to have that mentality. But once you box yourself in like that, it's just so hard to grow, right? And if people who have more than you don't like you and you piss them off, literally, it's more hard for Shannon Sharpe to grow now than ever before because he doesn't have that stamp of approval. He doesn't have that engine. He doesn't have that weight.
I'm not going to say it's going to be as hard for him to grow, but it's not going to grow as fast, right? Because the ESPN engine isn't behind him.
And the brand deals are just not going to be coming in as they were before because, bro, you got fired from ESPN. This is why you see Paul Pierce doing things like the Truth podcast now instead of being on ESPN. And the reason is, to be honest, he doesn't have that same level of credibility as he had before because the image is now tainted. That's why Paul Pierce don't really care. And he's talking the way he is because Paul Pierce can't really deal with the public like he used to before. Those days are over and he understands it. So Shannon Sharpe, sorry for you, bro. Should have been clapping too many cheeks. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Yoshi D Jackson back up again with another episode of the Celebrity Junkers. Before I do the bell, bro.
Yeah. You gotta protect your image, bro. Feel me? Protect your image with your life.